Today's video, we're gonna be going over how you guys can build a six-figure wholesale company starting with literally $0. So the very first step is gonna be getting your very first deal, which we're gonna go over exactly how to do it 100% for free. And in the video, we're also gonna be doing something fun and exciting. Gonna be going off-roading to find a scuba destination. I've never been scuba diving. This is my very first time, so it's gonna be an interesting day. I'm a little stressed out, but that's what we got going on. How to scale six figures from zero, and we're gonna see how well I do scuba diving.
This right here is the Whip. I've never seen a car like this in my life, but this is the designated off-road vehicle of my scuba diving instructor. So got to take that, and we're going on these dirt roads. These roads don't look too bad in this video, but there were some pretty steep hills, some big potholes. I couldn't film because I was holding on for dear life, trying not to pass away. But we made it there safe and sound, got there ready for some scuba diving. So let's go see what that's all about.
Officially made it. This is San Juan Beach down here in Curacao. There are 2 people on this beach. Got the scuba tanks, scuba instructor. See what we can do. But before we do that, when it comes to getting your very first deal and scaling to 6 figures with literally $0, the very first step and the easiest way to get your very first deal, instead of making hundreds and hundreds of cold calls, and that does typically cost some money, what you're gonna wanna do is build a buyer's list, which you can do for absolutely free, and then go join a bunch of Facebook groups, join Facebook Marketplace, and go to Craigslist and find other wholesalers with deals and offer to JV their deal to the buyers that you just got. Now, one thing with that, it's not necessarily like I'm gonna build and scale my huge company doing just that, but the target is to get your very first deal, cash a check, spending $0. That's arguably one of the easiest ways to do it. And then you wanna take that money and funnel that into paid leads. Now, if you're not sure of how to build buyers, I do have a video you guys can go watch that's gonna be tagged in the video. So as step number 1 with scaling from $0 to a 6-figure business, that is the very first one. Go build your buyers list and find other wholesalers with deals that you can JV to your end buyers that you got, and go close 1, 2, or 3 of those deals. And on the agenda for today, for the scuba diving, I have to learn some skills because the plan is to get scuba certified. This is my first time ever. Not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous, but it'll be good. But so the skills I have to learn are when you're underwater and you get water in your mask, how do you get it out? If you lose your regulator, what do you do when you lose your regulator? And then how to get your regulator back once you've lost it. So I'm about to go be 10 to 15 feet underwater and intentionally get water in my mask and lose my regulator, which lets me breathe. So should be exciting. I don't know if you guys have ever been scuba diving before, but good Lord, this is industrial. It's like 60 pounds. I feel like I'm about to go put out a fire somewhere underwater, but I sound like Darth Vader. Also, never hold your breath. Rule number 1. Actually, rule number 1 is have fun. Rule number 2 is never hold your breath.
We are officially underwater. This was so freaking cool. Got to see big schools of fish like that, which was amazing. Again, I've never been scuba diving in my life, and I've been snorkeling, but I don't snorkel at 35 feet underwater. So this was hands down one of the coolest experiences I saw. We got to see the big school of fish. Got to see whatever that thing is. I think it's a sea anemone. I think that's a spotted eel. Something like that. I don't know. Apparently they bite. Thankfully it didn't bite me. I was trying to keep my distance / not touch the coral / not float to the surface. And if you guys have never been scuba diving, you have to like manage your, oh, wait, right here. This fish is like, whoa, back the fuck up. But the whole time you're trying to like balance yourself with your buoyancy. Like you don't want to sink too far. You don't want to go up too fast and all this kind of stuff. And I was struggling hard with that. I didn't mean to be that high. I just happened to float all the way to the top. So, because your vest deflates and inflates, but overall, amazing experience. 10 out of 10, would recommend.
Okay, now let's
No, baby, shivering. Almost dead.
I won't say that.
Oh. Survived. officially. Did 30 minutes, got to 11 meters, which is like 30 something feet. Can't hear out of my right ear. Hopefully that goes away. But overall, we'll do it again. This is the locale. I officially made it back from scuba diving. That was my first time ever doing it. That was actually really fun. My game plan is to get scuba certified while I'm here. That way I can go scuba dive anywhere else in the world. I was talking to my instructor, and there's a lot of different skills that you have to learn to be able to get certified. Like, one of them is like you have to lose your mask completely underwater and then swim for a bit, and then you have to take your mask that's off, you're 20, 30 feet underwater, and then put it back on and get all the air out. You have to like tow a buddy. There's like all these other crazy things. So that's gonna be interesting to learn. Super cool though. So overall, super fun experience. And again, all this because of real estate. So, which is what I know you guys are here for. So number two, right? Step number one was close your very first deal. My recommendation is the JV method. Again, if you guys want to watch that video I have on the freeways or the inexpensive ways to close leads, go watch that, or close deals, go watch that. Second step is once you've closed the deal, you want to reinvest that back into paid marketing. That is the very next step you guys need to do, because lead generation from $0 with $0 is extremely time consuming. It's very monotonous. It's super not fun. And if you're just getting started wholesaling and you're trying to do it the freeway, you're running into that. You realize how much hard work it is. It is possible. It is just a lot more work than most people care to let on. So with that, I do have another video that is a step-by-step, click-by-click training on exactly how you guys can get super hot, motivated leads ready to go, ready to sell in 5 minutes. That is not free, so if you guys do not have a budget for marketing, I wouldn't start there. If you do have a budget, or you did just close your first deal, definitely go watch that video. I'll link to that down here, but definitely go watch that video. That's step number two, right? So very first deal, close it for free or with no money. Second step, once you've closed the deal, reinvest that back into paid leads as soon as humanly possible. It is officially the next day. It's now Sunday. Sundays are usually my kind of like lazy day, kick back, not do a whole lot. Got to sleep in, which was amazing. I did knock out a little bit of work because there was some stuff I wanted to do, but we are about to go, when I say we, I mean me, about to go to a little beach, catch some sun. We're gonna go over step number 3 in scaling from $0 to 6 figures a year, wholesaling real estate. Hopefully catch a good sunset for you guys. As you guys know, I love chasing sunsets, one of my favorite parts of traveling. So let's go head over to the beach, go over step number 3, and we'll see you guys there. Alrighty, we made it to one of my favorite little beaches over here. It's called Director's Bay. It's pretty secluded. There's usually not that many people. There's 10 or 15 people here right now. It is a Sunday afternoon, so that's to be expected, but spectacular views, absolutely amazing views, beautiful, beautiful sunset. So I love it here. But let's get to number 3. So number 1 was get your very first deal closed. If you're starting from $0, we've gone over that. Let's move on to number 3. So honestly, number 2, if it's a one-man band, if it's just you and you're buying enough leads every single month and you run acquisitions and you run dispositions, that is more than enough to do $100,000 a year. You're already at 6 figures, which is the crazy part, right? Now, that's assuming you can get 1-2 deals a month. If an average deal is 10, 15 grand, you're looking at 120 to 240 grand a year plus. Now, if you want to scale beyond that, that's kind of where step number 3 starts to come into play, right? We're not talking 7 figures just yet, but one of the next hires that you could make would be either a lead manager or an acquisition manager. So the difference is a lead manager isn't going to be negotiating with homeowners per se, but as you start to accumulate more and more and more leads and you're the one making all the dials, eventually leads are going to start falling through the cracks. So the lead manager's role would be to follow up with all the leads that have been in the system for a while, do their best to get them back on the phone, and then schedule an appointment with you or do a warm transfer over to you. So if it's you buying leads, that's 6 figures a year. If you want to scale it to multiple six figures, like 300, 400, 500 grand a year, that's when you want to start looking at a lead manager, if not even an acquisition manager and or a disposition manager. If you want an idea of what that hiring process looks like and the setup, I do have that linked in this video over here, so you guys can go watch that. But scaling to six figures, wholesaling real estate per year, really, it's a very simple process. What most people run into, the big issue, is they think that wholesaling is what it's like when you're first starting with no budget. They think you're gonna spend hours and hours and hours cold calling or driving for dollars or this or that, and wholesaling for free is the hardest way to do it. No questions asked. But the second you can start getting paid leads into your system, you get better at closing, you have better relationships with your buyers, wholesaling becomes a lot easier. It is still not easy, but it is easier. And so if you're watching this video and you're trying to get your first deal and you're running into these mental hurdles of like, God, this is really hard, this is super time consuming, this or that, understand it gets easier. It gets easier as time progresses. So again, guys, those are the 3 steps going from 0 to 100 grand a year. If you guys want more detailed explanations or click-by-click, step-by-step videos on anything like that, drop them down in the comments below. Again, be sure to watch those other videos. And again, if you guys do want the free ones, I've linked to that video. The free ways to get deals, I've linked to that video. If you guys want some of the best places to start with paid leads, I'd go watch the other video, which again, and without paid leads, if you have $1,000 to throw at it, you can close a wholesale deal with hot, motivated seller leads, and you can get paid in the next 30 to 45 days. I hope you guys found this video educational, helpful. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you guys are interested in the traveling, want to be a nomad, let me know down in the comments. Where would you go first? Where would be the first country you'd pick to go, and tell me why? I'd love to hear more about your guys' travel aspirations. Obviously, you know, I love traveling. I love talking traveling. And we do actually, in the one-on-one that I do help you build out a business similar to mine where it enables you to travel like that. So if you're like, Eric, look, I've got a little bit of money to play with for paid leads, and I really want to quit my job and I want to get into wholesaling and travel and like live this lifestyle, the one-on-one could be a good fit for you. So I'd love to invite you to take that application down, fill it out, and we can hop on a call and see if it works. With that, guys, I'll see you in the next video.